this that is here now, whatever it is, I'm not even going to give it a name. Here we tend to call it the is, what is, or the is-nes, just is-nes, okay? Because it's been given other names and people say, oh, that's religious. And, okay, let's just call it what is. I don't think anybody will be offended by that. As a working title, I say just that is. So everything is gone. But what is cannot be taken out. And I ask you, are you not here? Yeah. Minus your story, minus all the things, everything is left. Something is here. Something is here. I can call it pure awareness. Okay, let's leave it as the nameless one is here, whatever is here. I have to ask you to leave everything, including your mind, your knowledge, your university knowledge, everything you have, leave everything aside. Don't speak about it, anything past or future, or even present also. Don't. Just be what remains. Everything else we have asked to be left aside. Can I move on in this? Yes. Okay. That which is here now, does it have a name? And each one I'm asking this question to, okay? It doesn't have a name. Is it an object? So, does it have any shape or size? No. Make sure you're not answering from some old idea you have. It must be fresh now. That which is here, can it be called light or darkness? No. Is it personal? Is it male or female? That's a weaker response. Is it your belief? Imagination, maybe? We sure we're not making anything up? It's not imagination. Is it memory? Is it religious? No? Is it philosophical? Is it a practice? Is it intellectual? No. Can it fade? You understand what I mean by fading? Like say, it feels whatever it is now, but later on it feels weaker. Could it be like this? No, it cannot be like that. Is there a boundary for it? So beyond the boundary, it does not exist. Really, you are sure about this? Yeah, child. Is it created? Is it more strong in one direction and less strong in another direction? I've asked this question before, I'm going to ask you another way. Was it born? can it be destroyed or can it die? Are you sure within yourself? Okay, for now I'm going to ask one more question from you. Is it a journey? It's not a journey. How close is it to you? How much distance? Very, very close, intimate, far away? Where is it? It's here. It's here, meaning where? Where exactly? So what I'm sharing with you is what I have been sharing with as many people are open to follow it. I call it invitation. And so I'm going to just remind you of some of the questions, some of your responses. I asked you if it is an object, you say it's not an object. It doesn't have a shape, it does not have size, it does not have color. And I asked, can it get sick or depressed? This I didn't ask before. Can it get sick? No. What about depressed? So it cannot get sick, it cannot get depressed. It is not a philosophy, it's not a belief system, it was not created, it is not imagined. It cannot fade. There's nowhere where it is not. There's no boundary for it beyond which it is not. There's nothing there. It's not more in one direction like it's in the east and not so strong in the west. There's nothing for it like there's no measure for it. It's equal. It was not born, it is not created, it cannot be destroyed, it cannot die. Did it have any beginning? No. It cannot die, cannot, no ending for it. And then lastly I ask you how long it will take you to get there. What distance is it? And you say, there is no distance. So if it's no distance and all these things, and all your responses are about you. It's you. Whoever you are. You seem to have a name, but this doesn't seem to have a name in itself. So again I'm asking you, is this true? Now, would it not be strange? Would it not be a strange thing? Because normally if you're going to do an exam or if you're going to an interview, you have to learn as much about something as you can, so that when you asked about it, you can answer about it. But here is a bit different. I've taken everything away from you. What a crazy thing. I say, I don't need your knowledge, don't need your mind, don't need your past, I don't need to know what university you could have 100,000 certificates, doesn't matter, leave. Empty, in order to ask you some questions, which even the scientists are having trouble they don't even ask these questions even. Because even for scientists, they assume that they are themselves as a person. Is it not strange that to ask you to leave everything you know? So there's no pride, there's no collection, empty. Then I'm asking you questions which are of a universal nature, isn't it? And I didn't see someone going, let me see, not like this, coming straight, like, whoa. Like you are answering like you know, not what you think. Is my assessment wrong? How is it possible? that you are responding from a place of emptiness with such conviction and such certitude. So that's it. The exercise is finished. How are you in this moment? If indeed your answers, if you stand by your responses, if you don't say, yeah, sorry, Mooji, that was then, and this and that. How are you? Check inwardly. How are you? Are you in a very disappointed state? Is this a terrible discovery? So if this is, so what I'm saying, if it is, it means that it is like it is now, and any other time it would be like this. If this question was being asked 100 years ago, would the answers be different? You know that there's some people who are going to say you're a bunch of crazy people. If I were to ask this question in 1,000 years from now, same questions, do you imagine that the answer would be different? Why? Because it is the same one. Is it the same one here and a different one here? So there's variation in the expression, but there's a unity in the essence. Can we say like that? Yes. And wonderful that the variety is there. Because not even, if I take one flower from here, even on one flower, each petal is unique. Whatever creates this thing did not put it in a machine. Chuk, 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 chuk. Everything is unique. And yet the essence is one. Now, I don't know if flowers and horses and cats do this kind of self-introspection. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe I don't know. If I would not know. But we have the capacity to do what we are just doing now, to look like that and to experience. Now the experience is over? It's over now? Can we step away from this discovery? Go back to daily life and everything, hanky, hanky, danky, danky, like that? Or does this have some significance? Was it just an intellectual exercise? Or could it possibly be a discovery?
It is the only thing that cannot be forgotten.
This is the only thing. Even, listen, even he say, it cannot be forgotten. And yet I say, we are discovering this now, but where has it been all our lives? So it appears we forget. But we are who forget? Are we that? Are we this that we talk about? Did this forget? Can it even remember even? Therefore, I said once, I am. Before the idea that I could forget myself or that I need to remember myself was believed. Does it make sense? I am, meaning I am this. Before the idea occurred to me that I could forget myself or that I need to remember myself. Before I believed that idea and accepted that idea, because once I accepted that I could forget myself, I started to forget myself. And when I've just told about you can remember yourself, I practically remember myself. I remember myself. So before the idea that I could forget myself or that I needed to practice remembering myself, before I developed that belief, I am this. But yet, we had to be consciously recognizing this again. Why? Otherwise, we are just living in the dream of ourselves as a person doing our own thing, moving like that. And now, I want to put, is this too much? Should we take a little break and so we can a little bit? Or we can continue a little bit? Whatever we say happens. Whatever we say is a happening. Has a context and time. Something happens in time. Would you agree with this or not? Yeah? It has a beginning, a duration, and then finish. Then we say, this thing happened to me yesterday, this happened when I was 16, this happened to me last week, this happened to me last night. No? It's something that has a beginning, as an ending. We agree or not? Okay. Now, it is as though when we look, if I could ask you to look at something you say something happened, actually, this happening that you are looking at is a play. It's happening, right, inside a huge, immeasurable space of a non-happening. The happening is arising and is being perceived in this amazing space of a non-happening. Can you see this at all? Then the happening is finished, but the non-happening, nothing happened to the non-happening.